ready? Sounds like a plan.
Ready?
All right.
Are we ready?
We are so ready.
Okay.
I have two little guests with me. I have Cody and Tom with me on Alan's bed right now, and I'm home alone, but like they won't like leave if it's just me in the room. Like, so I hope that they're quiet while I'm like
That's
doing
okay.
this.
I love the notes from the peanut gallery.
Lovely. Okay, let's
Okay.
get started.
And 3, 2, 1, click. Hey, hey, hey.
Hello. Wait, Amanda. Okay, hold on. I
What?
gotta start over. My thing
Oh.
started at the wrong
Oh,
thing.
no, you're
Hold on.
good.
Shit.
I was like, uh-oh.
Okay, now we can go. Sorry. It
Ready?
was like
Okay,
on,
you're good.
yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click. Hey, hey, hey.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
What's going on? New
It
episode.
Episode 43, just me and Shayla kicking it. What's
Just us
up?
tonight. Hannah's ran
Hannah
into
is
some she's
some
run into some trouble.
unforeseen. But so I think she mentioned this on the last podcast. She went to go visit her parents on the boat. It was a very last
hmm
minute trip. And she said her flight got canceled, I guess, because like a storm or something. But I saw her post on her story today that was like, bye, Fort Myers. And I was
I
like,
guess
did you get a flight out?
I guess she just figured it out, but she was like, guys, I'm not recording this week. And I was like, I don't blame you. I don't blame her. I mean, like, I'm glad she got to go. Her pictures were really cute. Can't wait to tell her.
I
What's
can't wait to tell her.
well, what's
Yeah.
up with you? What have you been up to?
Dude, literally nothing. Oh, I was
Okay.
telling Shayla this right before we started recording, but I've been I put a bunch of coconut oil in my hair and I blow dried it and it's nice. I'm trying to get on this new hair journey where like and I feel like I've been on it cuz like I was blonde for a really long time and now I just more so want my hair just to be like healthy and long and like not have to really do much to it.
I feel on
So
another level.
what's that girl's name? Let me look it up real quick. Um, on TikTok, she's
She rules
let's
hair
see.
TikTok right now.
Here,
Like
oh, here she
everybody
is.
knows who she is.
Lily Van Brooklyn. Her hair is immaculate. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Like okay, but her hair is like naturally straight, so we were talking about that. Like it's easier to like grow your hair out when it's naturally straight because she obviously like doesn't have to
hmm
style it as often to like look presentable, whereas like I feel like I do. But her hair is beautiful and she'd like always post stuff to use and I was like I know that coconut oil is good to use, but I like never did it. So now I'm actually going to start doing this
I
thing.
think it looks amazing. I think that what's her name again? What did
Yeah.
you say?
Lily Van Brooklyn
She
is
has
her
the
name
hair
on
of
TikTok.
like Rapunzel. I have never seen hair like that. Like I
Yeah.
envy
It's
her for
like,
so many reasons.
dude, it's insane.
I
Shayla, what's
know.
new with you?
Um, well, I'm back home. I came home for a little bit. Didn't really do. Oh, actually, no. I'm lying. I'm lying. Austin and Brandon came over on
Liar.
Saturday, which was
Oh,
a
I
lot
did
of
see that.
fun. Yes, we went out to dinner. And we just chilled out for a little bit. We watched Shrek, which was a lot of
Love
fun.
that.
Which, like, weirdly, we were talking about this and we were like, what is everyone's obsession with Shrek recently? Because it's like insane. It was like trending on Hulu. Like, I don't know what's up with it.
I definitely get a good bit of Shrek TikToks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like weird Shrek TikToks. I don't know what everyone's obsession is with it. But
Mm.
other than that, nothing else. It's my brother's birthday tomorrow. He's turning 21.
Oh, go off Aries
Yes.
King.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
wait, yeah, that's Dino's birthday.
Dino. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Aw,
turning
I
21
thought
tomorrow.
that's so funny. I just assumed he was older than that, but that makes total
Mm-mm.
sense that he's 21.
Yeah.
You're 22. Wait,
Yeah.
are you 21 or 22?
21.
You're still 20.
He's
Oh,
10.
I did know.
Yeah,
I
he's
did
10
know that
months
because he.
younger than me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
also think of you as like the exact same age as me, if not older.
Yeah. Same.
Like
Um
it all runs together for me.
but yeah, so I came home for that. Other than that, not much.
Not much can happen in a week these days, as I've
Yeah.
noticed when we do these consistently once a week. I mean, there's some little updates, But like as far as our personal lives, I feel like it's pretty stagnant. Like at
Like
least for me.
honestly drier than the Sahara. Like I can't. But
Oh my god.
oh, another thing. So this morning I woke up, called my mom and I was like, "Hey, I think it's like Ramadan, right?" She was like, "Oh yeah, like it starts tomorrow." So it's like that month-long
Mm.
fast. I'm going
Oh
to
my
try
god,
to
are you
do
gonna
it.
do?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it this year. Yeah.
Wait,
No
so
drinking.
explain. Yeah, what all does that entail?
So it's like a month-long fast and it's basically like forgive me. I'm not the most religious person. I just
You're
do.
not
It's a
weird. I didn't.
it's just a very humbling experience. I've grown up doing this or watching my parents and like other people do this. And basically you don't eat and you don't drink water from sun up till sundown. And it's usually during the summer. Basically, it was like the pilgrimage to Mecca, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
And yeah, it's like a month long humbling experience and I'm very excited for it. Like you're not supposed to drink, you're not supposed to um partake in,
Recreational
recreational
activities.
activities. Yes. Um
Have you done it before?
I have never done it for the full month. It's like, if I'm going to be honest with you, like it's really difficult, especially during the summer. And
I
like
can
it's no
imagine,
food or
yeah.
water like from sun up till sundown. And the like it's daylight save or it's not daylight savings right now. We get an extra hour of
We're like
sunlight.
it's like the
Yeah.
anti daylight
So
savings.
I think me and my sister are gonna do it. I don't think the boys are gonna do it because they've like Alan, like my brother's in soccer and like the other one is like running
And
around all the
like
time.
I know it's done for religious beliefs, but you think that not giving your body nutrients for a certain amount of hours is probably not good. I mean, I know that like there are levels of fasting that are actually really beneficial
Hmm.
for your body. I mean, I feel like honestly maybe I'll come along with you on this Ramadan journey and
So the
like
thing
and
is,
do
it's
it. But like
like,
my thing is like the water intake.
well,
Like are you
so
going
the
to follow
thing,
that strictly with the water?
I think I'm gonna try, and like that's
Yeah.
what's most difficult for me is because my water intake, like I drink water all day, every day. Like both of us, I feel like are on the same page, like hydro flasks on us all the
Yeah,
time.
it's like my comfort thing that I
Yeah.
just
And
have.
so the whole experience is supposed to be humbling because like you're supposed to just be very grateful that you even have like access to food and water.
Right.
And like it's like I'm very privileged to like be able to have that in my everyday life. So that's why I'm like I feel like I need this for my soul right now.
Yeah. So no,
So
it sounds good. Sounds
yeah,
like
we're gonna see
something
how it
I should
goes.
do. Well, updates
Well
to
if
come on that.
yeah, for sure, yeah. Um let's
There
move.
are some important issues that I'd love to bring up just because like I feel like I always love to sprinkle in these issues going on, if anyone is listening and doesn't know. I mean, I get my news from social media, from Twitter, from, online sources, but one thing that I saw today, Dante Wright, 20
Mhm.
years old, was shot by a female police officer in Minnesota. Dude, 20 years
I
old.
know.
He
I
got
know.
pulled over. I think it was for like an expired tag. But
It
then I was
was
reading something and saw apparently in Minnesota it's illegal to have things hanging on your
mhm.
rear view mirror. And he
Yeah.
did. So what was it? Was it the stuff or
It was an air freshener that his mother had given him.
that is why
Yeah.
it wasn't he
Yeah.
didn't even get pulled over for, like, the expired tag or anything,
I
you
think
think?
there was like here, let me pull it
It
up.
might
I'm
have been a little bit
literally
of both.
I think it was
Regardless of the
both.
reason of him being pulled over, what warrants this kid 20 years old getting shot? And, I mean, if anything, we now understand the fear that is in people that comes along with getting pulled over, any
Mhm.
interactions with cops. At 20 years old, you're terrified for being, arrested for some stupid reason. You know, I don't I don't know if he like ran or what was going on, but he was acting out of fear and
Mhm.
he gets shot for it.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
what
what it
is this ever going to
to
not be a
end,
thing?
yeah.
Like it's
I don't
insane.
I don't understand it either. It's sick, it's vile. Like there's no other like way to describe it. But I have it pulled up right here. He was pulled over for the traffic violation, which was having the air freshener in his rear view mirror. And so basically the officer determined that he had an outstanding warrant and they tried to arrest him, but the officer said he re-entered the vehicle. And so I think that's where it like escalated at that point. But regardless of the situation, like that's what he was pulled over for. And like his mother literally gave him the air fresheners. Um, I guess people, what was even worse about this entire thing was I was reading into it and the amount of time that he was left there before the scene was kind of taken care of or anyone was alerted was, I think, about 6 hours. 6 hours. Yeah. Mhm. That's what
What?
was yeah,
There
6
wasn't
hours.
she didn't dispatch, like, an emergency vehicle, like,
Like,
immediately?
he was left there for 6 hours before it was, like, taken care of or anything was happening. Yeah. That's what's,
W
like, so sick to me is,
what?
like and people started gathering around, the police station and, like, starting to
Yeah,
protest
I mean,
around
I
the
saw some rioting came out
as
of
I
it.
mean, and for good reason. I feel like this is just
Yeah.
and this was a couple miles from the George Floyd murder, which
Oh
I
my
think people
god.
like, with the George Floyd trial happening and everything, I feel like this is just like reigniting like a fuel in people. Not reigniting per se, but I think like it's just like everyone's sick and tired of it. I don't feel like that this is I don't know. I don't know. You
It
can like repeat it over and over again. I don't know how many
yeah.
more times like everyone has to like see this and then like post about it and say something about it and try to get people to just not do it anymore for like officers to do their jobs. Like I don't get it. I don't
It's so
understand.
heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
what I saw is that it was an accidental fire. She claimed that she meant to tase him. Huh?
Like what? How?
You must like how can you have a job like that and deal with weapons if you can't tell the difference between a gun and a taser? Are
Yeah,
you joking? That's a
I
pretty
know.
important diff and then also she like, I'm sorry, but a regular handgun and a taser, I'm sure they feel very different, especially to a
Mhm.
trained officer.
Yeah.
You thought it was a taser? Did she, like, keep her eyes closed and shoot immediately? She didn't even, like, aim? Like, huh? So
Yeah.
that doesn't I don't buy that. It doesn't add up to me.
Mm-mm. It
What
doesn't
I
add
saw
up.
too was that, I forget what article I was reading, and maybe I have this all wrong, but he was, like, on the phone with his mom,
I
and
think it was his girlfriend. I could be
or
wrong also.
I saw I think I read again, I feel bad, I probably should have, like, read up on this before, which anyone can go and, like, look it up, but I thought the girlfriend was in the car with him, and the mom was on the phone to,
You're
like,
right. Yeah.
cause I mean, he's fucking 20 years old and,
Mhm.
I'm about to be 24 and I probably would still call my parents if something like this was going on. And she was trying to say something about insurance or explain that like she gave him the air freshener or
Mhm.
something like that. And then she like heard the situation happen, which
Just
also
like
confuses me because if he was left there for 6 hours, but like if the mom was on the phone, how was that a
I
thing?
don't know. I don't know like what I don't know if this was just like if it took them 6 hours to like finally
Just get everything
get
settled.
everything like reported. I don't know.
Either way, this
I mean,
situation is
this just
very heartbreaking
yeah.
and yeah, definitely I mean after this I'm going to read the article again and get all my facts straight. Definitely go for yourself and read
Yeah.
up about it and do what you can in situations like this as always. Another big one um in France, they have banned the hijabs.
Mhm.
They've banned women under 16 years old to wear them.
Yeah.
Which is what the fuck? Huh?
I
Why?
don't
It's a religious choice to wear this.
that to me is a it's like a very touchy subject because again, I've grown up like, with my mom telling me like things about Islam and everything. And I've grown up celebrated the religious holidays and everything, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
I never wore a hijab. And the only time I would wear it was if I were going to a cemetery or a religious event, right?
Mhm.
And that was my choice. I have cousins who choose to wear it like every day. I know people who do wear it every single day, and that's just their choice. And I also know other like Muslim girls who just also just choose not to, right?
Mhm.
Your own choice. I don't the whole ban on like girls under 16 and not being allowed to wear it, I feel like is very, very wrong because like that's like that's to some people like comfort and security. And for you taking
Right.
that like away from them, it's like you're stripping them like of things about I don't know. It's like so wild. You're stripping them of their like personality, you're stripping them of their like right to like believe in certain things. And I feel like if you were going around telling like people of other religions, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, like what do you like who are you to say that you can't wear that?
Who are you to like
Especially for
ban?
it to be yeah, especially for this the people to be banning it are probably like older white men. Let's be
Exactly,
real.
who know nothing about it, and I saw that it was their way to quote unquote, uh, not, like, let young girls be controlled. When it's like,
Controlled by
well, now you're the ones doing the controlling, saying that you're it's banned to wear a religious,
mhm.
headdress or headpiece. Like, I just I
I
don't
don't
know.
get it
This
either. I
seems
don't
like
understand.
another prime example of Islamophobia
Mhm.
and, controlling of women from a young age.
I truly will never like get my head around like people telling you you can't wear something that's a part of your religious identity. Coming from someone again like I think I have a little bit more of like a spirituality side to me like in my
Mhm.
opinion. That's not I never really grew up with that. My mom was like sometimes spiritual but like more so religious but not down your throat or anything. You know, it was like you
Yeah,
pick and
just
you
on your own
choose.
terms.
Yeah, exactly. She never did anything that yeah, but I just can't imagine like and I mean, I've dealt with it in like going to school in like a smaller white town. Like
Bumfuck Georgia.
I've experienced like people being like xenophobic. My siblings have experienced, and we don't even like keep in mind we don't even wear like hijabs or anything. But that's
Mhm.
just by choice. That's nothing wrong with it, and nothing wrong with people who do wear it. But the fact that we even experience xenophobia like not wearing that, I can only imagine the people who do wear it from day to day and being stripped of their political or like their religious identity and not being able to wear that because someone you have no idea who, they're not God, they're not your immediate family, like who are they to tell you you can or cannot like wear a hijab? I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
that's
know,
between you and
yeah.
God.
Exactly, and, like, I saw the last that I saw was that, it's not a law yet, but the majority of the Senate had voted for it. So I don't know, like, if this is if the ban or whatever is actually going to come to
I'd like to know how
fruition.
many I would like to know how many like Islamic senators they or like not senators. I don't know how like the government in
Right.
France particularly
Right,
works,
yeah.
but how many Muslim individuals do they have like in that group? Who's voting on that? Like who do
Right.
you get I don't know. I feel like I can't really comment on someone else's like religious beliefs because it's like you choose what you believe. Like it's not my place to say,
Mhm.
"Oh, you can't believe in something, oh, you can't do something." Like
Yeah.
I just don't feel like that's just, but whatever. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
it's just
very,
messed up.
upsetting.
Mhm.
And the last upsetting issue I'd like to talk about, I have not watched it, but there's a documentary out called Seaspiracy that a lot of people I know have watched, and it's Cara was telling me all about this, but it's just, the majority of plastic pollution in the ocean is coming from fish nets, and then also the massive, what was it, like, mile wide fish nets that they just put in and they get everything, and it's you're getting in there, dolphins, you're getting sharks, you're getting all this other stuff, and it's just like we're killing marine life, and we're also, like, producing marine life, like in fisheries and different things like that that are not good for
Mhm.
anything. It's very inhumane and
They're not sustainable either.
right. I was Kara told me that the documentary mentioned there's no such thing as like sustainably sourced fish because
Mhm.
it's just not a thing. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering like I don't know like what can we do as just like a normal day-to-day person to fix this? Or is there anything that we can do to help fix this besides maybe not buying fish?
Y So, here's the thing, I didn't watch this Seaspiracy thing, right? But, like, one of my friends told me that they did, and they were like, "Oh, I'm not gonna eat fish anymore," but I was like, "Ugh, this is just another thing." I haven't seen it, so this is just, like, my take on it. I was like, "Oh, this is like another Super Size Me, this is like another" what was that, like, thing saying you can't eat meat? Granted, I don't eat meat
Yeah,
anymore,
there's a lot
but
of like vegan documentaries and I
yeah.
understand um there are different beliefs about around being vegan. I think that a if there's a good majority of people who do switch to being vegan, I think that's pretty helpful because you
Mhm.
still are always going to have people that are not vegan and do
Yeah.
not want any part of it, but I think that more people moving towards that is a good thing. And so I guess, as far as this documentary with fish, I think kind of the same thing, if that it can convert some people to maybe stop eating fish
Mhm.
or something that it'll hopefully do some good because we know that it'll never truly reach every single person and change every
Yeah.
single person's opinion on that.
Mhm. So was this like Seaspiracy documentary like more about like the ocean's environment or more so like fish consumption? Does that make sense? Because I feel
Yeah.
like there are things like I mean, obviously, like the ocean
I think it
environment like
had to do
isn't
with
great.
both. I think it had
Okay.
to do with those things going like hand in hand
Mhm.
almost. Um Yeah, again, I should probably watch it before I start talking about it, but
I
it is
kind of
it
want
is going around and it is kind of the blanket statement is like, the fish nets are the biggest source of plastic in the ocean and like, they're just we're killing all of our fish.
Do
So,
you think like the older you get, the more like aware you are of like these environmental like issues and like how they affect us like in day-to-day life? Like do you think about that? Like
I think my mom has always been pretty big on like, when we would go to school with our lunch majority of the time, like we wouldn't have like plastic sandwich bags or anything, like we had reusable
mhm.
ones. She's always been, like that for as long as I can remember. So I feel like that's something I've always been mindful of. I
Mhm.
don't think that I have necessarily been so active about stuff like that. Um but yeah, it's hard because you hear everything of like, okay, the world's only gonna last like the X amount of years left, and I'm trying to calculate how old I'll be around that time, and then I'm like, is it really, is the world really gonna end from all this?
Yeah.
But then I'm kind of like, well, how could it not? Look at everything that we're doing. So I don't know, and I also try not to think about it because it does a lot of time feel like there's nothing that I can do that can
Mhm.
help significantly. Like I can do the little things, stop single-use plastic and, turn the water off when I'm brushing my teeth. Like all those things that we've always learned since
Yeah.
we were young, but as far as like a bigger impact, like I don't know, it gets me down very easily, I feel like.
Same. That's when I think about that, I think about like the products that I use and I think about how much of things I'm using because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they never teach you those kinds of things growing up. Like you literally have to learn them on your
Right.
own, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
But
I'm gonna turn
anyway,
on
so everyone go watch Seaspiracy. Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
possibly. I'm gonna really quickly turn on the light in here because the sun
Go
is
for
setting.
it. Go for it. We can get into our little topic. Hopefully, you guys like this topic this evening.
And I'm back.
All
Let's
right.
get into it.
I'm very excited to talk about this stuff because I don't know much about this. I feel like it's something I've always thought about, but never knew like the more serious side of this. But we're gonna get into zodiacs, like our personal signs, like what these things mean, and I think too I want to talk about like how much we uh, quote unquote believe in it or how much we follow it and all that stuff. But I don't know. I guess we should just let's go into like how let you know what? Let's pull up our co-stars.
Okay. I pulled
We'll
up
start there.
mine.
Okay.
All right.
So I think we can go to our charts. And
Mhm.
I do not know much about this at all, but like I do love it. And I love um, like I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talk about the legitimacy of it and like how, study of stars and astrology, like it is a legitimate thing. And like, I mean, I believe in that, like as much as, like some people, you know, believe in like certain religions and some people I don't know. I'm not going to compare like zodiac signs to like
No, no, no. I
religions,
know what
but
you mean though.
right.
Cuz some people think it's like a total sham and then some people are like, yes, like I am one with the sun kind of thing.
I definitely like believe that they have an impact on how people are because
Big time.
I also believe that there's like a deeper meaning to everything. I mean, like the stars aren't just there for fun. The moon isn't just there
Yeah.
for fun. There's
Mhm.
so much obviously there's so much in like the solar system that we don't know of and we don't know about. But I don't know. I think also too when people are put on the earth at a certain time, I think that has meaning to it.
I
So,
agree.
you know what
Big
I mean?
time. Yeah. So do you want to like go through your chart and be like,
Yeah.
"Hi, I'm a
Yeah.
Taurus."
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda. My sun sign is a Taurus. My moon is in Scorpio, and I'm also a rising Scorpio, which
Snap.
snaps for that.
Snaps all around.
Shayla, what are your big three?
So I am a Cancer. My moon is in Libra and I'm a rising Sagittarius.
Okay, go off,
Mhm.
queen. See, it's so
Yes.
funny because I think through and through, I'm a Taurus. Like
For sure. I
I think,
agree.
and then I think with you through and through, I'm like, you're a Cancer,
I'm a
a
true
hundred
Cancer.
percent.
You know what's crazy about that though is I'm on the cusp of like
Okay.
Gemini and Cancer. And
Oh
I
shit.
think yeah, so get this. I remember this happening like when I was in high school, I'm pretty sure, and I like started getting into like zodiac stuff a little bit. And the apps, they'd be like, oh, when's your birthday? What time were you born? Yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And I didn't have access. Like, I didn't know where my birth certificate was. And like, I didn't care enough to ask my mom, like, where it was. And I like did some random time and they're like, oh, you're a Gemini. And I instantly went
You were like,
app
I'm not taking this for an answer.
because I was like, I know I'm not a Gemini, right? But I like couldn't change my birthday on there because like you made the account and you made the account with your birthday, right? Deleted the entire
Right.
account and then was like, okay, fuck that app. I'm a Cancer, like whatever. But yeah, no, people always ask like what my exact birth time is. I don't know, but I know I'm a
Mhm.
Cancer. Like there's no
You
convincing me
are.
otherwise.
You
Yeah.
really are. And then did you say
Hmm.
your moon or rising was a Libra?
My moon is a Libra.
Not that that means anything to me because I really don't know the difference between the
So
two,
do
but like
I.
that also makes sense that you have Libra in you.
You
I feel
think?
like cuz Libras are very balanced. Libras, look at both sides of the situation cuz the whatever, the stereotypical like the symbol
Libra,
for it
like
is like the
yeah.
weighing scale, and
Yeah.
like Emily's a Libra and like I feel like, that makes sense and everything, but
So it says that the moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. So this is likely the sign you think of most of yourself as since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. So mine's Libra means that my emotional self is balanced. We can
wow.
agree to disagree, but I'll go off.
Yeah, and that too, like, my moon is in Scorpio, and, like, I don't know, I just always hear everything that it's
Interesting.
like, dude, Scorpios are the worst, but it's funny because like, I feel like, a lot of my best friends are, like, Scorpios, like, Paige is a
Hmm.
Scorpio, Alyssa's a Scorpio, like, the guys I've dated, Scorpios, which, by the
Yeah.
way, don't date Scorpios.
Not Scorpio men. Scorpio men are like I hate them, but I love them kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, been
I'm
there.
actually Cancers are like really compatible with Scorpios and Tauruses.
I've heard
So
that
I find, yeah.
Cancers and
So a lot of
Taurus.
my friends, like an abundance of y'all are Tauruses. I don't know how I
Yeah,
lucked out with
Austin's
that
a
many.
Taurus.
Hannah is, my friend
Hannah's a
Darby is, like it's
Taurus.
wild. But I also,
Yeah.
since you're like Taurus and Scorpio, I feel like that's why we like mesh so well together. Let's be
Maybe.
real. I mean,
I
that's
always
how
hear such bad things about Scorpios. So I'm like,
I
"Oh,
feel
I'm,
like it
like,
just
the
depends on
worst."
like the compatibility between like Scorpios and other people.
I
Because you see,
do
you're
see
also
I feel like the sign that I put out there, quote unquote, the most, I feel like is Taurus. Like I
I
feel
agree.
like I put out there that's what I seem like. I don't know. But so the sun sign is what most people know
Mhm.
about themselves, or like I used to think obviously that you it was only like I'm only a Taurus. I like, because I didn't know much about it.
Mhm.
But it says the sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life. It's the core of who you are, and it's the sign you most likely already know. Um your sun is in Taurus, meaning you are fundamentally stable, deliberate, practical, though somewhat stubborn. And I mean, I think that's accurate. I think there are definitely times where like I'm very stubborn. I'm like, we're doing
Mhm.
this or we're doing it this way. Um, and what was the oh, it says it's your sixth house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through routines, which that kind of stuff I don't understand. When it's like your sixth house, first set, like, do
Yeah,
you get
I don't
that?
get that. No, absolutely not. I have a friend that does understand it, and when she was trying to explain it to me, I was like, I can't be having this conversation right now. It's too late. Like you need to like sit down and like really take note and pay attention to it because like there's a lot of different things that go into like zodiac
I want to
culture,
get
I
like a really
guess.
good book on it and like learn more about what all
Mhm.
of this means. Because I saw something too that said, your horoscope and zodiac, it's not a prediction, it's more so a guide about how
Mhm.
to go about your day, your life, certain situations, and kind of just take it as a guide rather than like I used to think of it, obviously, when I knew nothing about it. I was just like, oh, like this is how my day is going to go, or
Yeah.
like this is how things are going to go, like some That's So Raven moment where I'm like,
You like open up
my horoscope told me, but like
your
that's
like
not the
daily
case.
horoscope.
Right. I know. I literally had the daily horoscope app where I would just like get on there and it would be like, your boyfriend's gonna break up with you. I'm like, I fucking knew it.
Oh my god. No. Do you know what your sister sign is?
What's that?
Oh,
Sister sign.
it's like a
Shishar.
perfect Shishar.
Ew,
It's hey,
canceled. James
I
Charles
can't
is
believe
canceled. We
James
don't
Charles
like
is
him.
out of here.
We don't like him.
We don't. But no, my sister, it's like the exact opposite of you, and it's like completely balanced. Let
How
me
do you
read you the
figure that
difference.
out?
I think
Like,
you
is it
just
on
look it up.
CoStar?
I think you literally just look it up.
Okay, let me look it up.
Okay, so what is a sister sign? Sister signs are two signs that are perfect opposites. They share similar qualities and equally balance each other. Um so basically just polar opposites. And what's crazy about that is my sister sign is Capricorn, and one of my my best friend is Rachel, and she is a true Capricorn. And it's so wild to me like how well the relationship goes. And like I feel like we do talk about how compatible the two of us are cuz I'm a water sign and she's an earth sign, and so are you,
Yeah, I'm an
which
Earth
water
sign.
and earth signs get along very very
We're like
well.
fucking
Mhm.
avatars,
Which is wild
airbenders.
because like I'm like a water sign, an air sign, and a fire sign. Wow. I don't know
So I
what
just
the
looked up the sister sign to Taurus is Scorpio.
Oh
Oh, okay.
wow.
Things are making sense. Oh my god, my best friend is myself.
I can't.
Well, it
Wait,
makes
that's
sense.
so
Like
interesting.
me and Alyssa always talk about this because, of course, on TikTok, like people love to make like edits that don't even make sense. But like we always
Yeah.
send each other the ones that are like Taurus and Scorpio because we've known each other for so long, and like it always feels like something has kept us together, like no matter what. And no, I'm not going to say that it's because of like our zodiacs, but I feel like it definitely helps. I mean, other than
Yeah.
the fact that we just genuinely, love each other as friends,
Mhm.
I feel like that has something to do with it. Like Taurus and Scorpio, it says these two sister signs truly create a devotion potion. Both signs are equally passionate and territorial about things they love, whether it's their craft, lover, or home. With such passion, sometimes reaching the point of obsession, Taurus and Scorpio have a difficult time letting go. Oh my god, calling me out.
Dang, they didn't even be so honest today.
They really like
But
came at
isn't it
me.
so interesting how like your best friend is like your sister sign kind of thing? And I
Yeah.
feel like very, very thankful to have experienced different sort of like friends with different signs, especially all of my Taurus friends, mainly because you guys are all like the same but different. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
It's
Like you and Austin give me the same kind of energy and Hannah, you know?
it's funny
Like,
that you say that because I think I was talking to my mom about this, but yeah, like, I mean, Haley, my, little and one of my best friends is a Taurus, Hannah's a
mhm.
Taurus, Austin's a Taurus, Allie Erickson is I'm pretty sure she's a Taurus too, and
Oh
I'm
my
just like, for some
God.
reason, I'm like, I just like, these people I, like, really vibe with, and, like, there's something, like, I, like, understand like Austin. Like obviously I'm friends with Austin, but I'm not like super close. I don't know everything about Austin, but I'm like I feel this bond with Austin. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
absolutely know. Austin is notorious for sending the TikTok zodiac signs, and it'll always be Taurus and Cancer. And one of my favorite like men's is Taurus and Cancer because the compatibility of it. Let me read it. Hold on, let me find it. I
oh yeah,
screenshotted it
I would love to
earlier.
get into like what's compatibly best for like our signs and stuff too.
Yeah. Ooh, like romantically?
Mhm. Well, yeah, like
Oh,
anything
okay.
like just I think just compatibility in general. But yeah, romantically would be fun. I gotta find like kind of I don't know if we can see everything on CoStar, but I'm going to look into it. Also, what I think is interesting is your Venus sign. What's yours? Because
My
Venus
Venus sign.
controls like love. Obviously,
Okay,
Venus is
hold
like
on,
the
hold
planet
on.
of love and has a lot to do with
Okay, interesting. My says it says Venus in Leo. So my Venus is
Okay.
in Leo, meaning my romantic side is idealistic as fuck. Nice. You need a lot of love, care, and validation. In return, you don't hold anything back. Okay.
Okay. Okay. We'll see
Okay.
about that.
We'll
Mine
see.
Venus and Taurus.
Okay. Nuh-uh. Is it really?
It's yeah, it says
I'm
Venus
gonna need you
determines
to. I'm going over to look at your chart right now, just because I want to see how
hop on
many.
over. I'm just like everything is Taurus and Scorpio. No, but it says
Wait.
Venus determines how and what you love. It indicates how you express affection and the qualities you're attracted to. Your Venus is in Taurus, meaning your romantic side is oriented toward comfort and stability. You move slowly and deliberately at the beginning of relationships that um, timidity is that how you say it?
I'm looking
Timidity
at it.
sometimes comes off as
Yeah.
intimidating. You just want something simple and sweet, which I will say, I feel like that's pretty accurate. Like
Mm-hmm.
every single relationship I've ever been in. And again, on the episode that we did, is this when we just did we talk about this on the oh yeah, we talked about this on the last episode, like what it takes for like a guy to like get through to you. And I
Yeah.
kept saying like, oh, persistence and how like every
Mm-hmm.
guy gives me an ick or like I don't want anything to do with a guy like right away. And I feel like that's pretty you know, that was just explained here where it was like, I move slowly at the beginning. I'm very timid and I'm like feeling it out. But then like eventually I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense.
That's nice. Like I like when everything like clicks, you know. You know, I
Right.
didn't even read the end of my Venus and Leo. It says you want a passionate relationship, though sometimes it just seems like you like drama, which I feel like is a bunch of
Hmm.
bullshit in my
You're
opinion.
the last person I would ever peg, or like the last person I would ever pair with the word drama.
Interesting.
Nothing ever is dramatic. I feel like with you.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
feel
know.
like it is. I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'm just like
Maybe,
waiting for something to happen.
and it's interesting. It might be good to try and find like around what time you were born or see if your mom like remembers or something because they say that this stuff is very touchy depending on
Hmm.
like the time.
Do you ever, I love like CoStar, but do you ever think like any of these apps, granted, I eat them up all the time. Don't you
Right.
ever think
Yeah.
that they're like kind of like almost the
Bullshit.
exact, yeah, don't you think so?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I saw something I think it was even on TikTok that was like the owner of CoStar even said that like sometimes they'll just like put in random things to like fuck with you and stuff. So no, I don't think that co-star is necessarily the end all be all and stuff. Like that's
Mm,
what I'm saying. I want to get like a legitimate book that just explains
yeah.
like this is what your sun sign really means. This is what your moon sign really means. Like all this stuff just to further understand it cuz like I'm genuinely like super interested in it.
Mhm.
I think co-star is like a good guide. I think it's a good place to start, but like I don't read it
Agreed.
religiously every day.
No.
I mean,
I do like if I see something on like social media, I'm like I do go through and read them and I'm like, "Ooh, that makes sense." But I mean, I enjoy CoStar for what it is, it gives me enough to like honestly, it you have a good point. Like it's perfect guide. Honestly, it's a good place to start because I had no idea what like Neptune was. Like I didn't even I think they're all
like
interesting.
yeah, like so let me go through and just so sun determines your ego and identity. The moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. Your ascendant is the mask you present to people, which it says again. My my moon is in Scorpio. My ascendant is in Scorpio. Uh, um, some say it becomes less relevant when you're older. And then Mercury and Taurus. Mercury determines how you communicate, talk, and think. Venus determines how and what you love. Mars is the planet of aggression. Oh, my Mars is in Virgo, and I've heard Virgos are very like calm,
Yeah.
rational, sweet. And I'm like, I feel like that makes sense because I feel like I have an aggression to me. I feel like that's the Taurus or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
But I feel like I can definitely, get hot headed in my head. But rarely do I ever act so quickly that that anger takes over. Like I feel like I'm
Yeah.
very, when, I am like feeling aggressive or like feeling like I need to say something or do something, I like always take a step back and like think about it for a very long time before acting.
That my
I don't know if
mom's a Virgo and she's the exact same.
Oh, your mom's is that her like sun sign? She's a Virgo.
She's a Virgo, yeah.
She's very sweet. I've heard that Virgos are
Yeah.
just like the
It's
best people.
very
Mary,
chill.
my friend Mary's a Virgo, and
Oh,
she's like the
really?
the best person ever. So makes
We
sense.
love we heart Virgos. Okay, let's get into like compatibility. Can you see that on CoStar?
I
Let's
think
see.
so. I might just Google like the stereotypical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over
I
to
kind of get
yours.
like yeah, I kind of get like an idea of like what's compatible with Cancer, but
Let's see. So I clicked
maybe
on your thing and it says you are drawn towards drive and Shayla can be confident. Right now, it's like you're living out of you're living out a fantasy together. Talking deeply with a good friend is a kind of holy communion. Let them compliment you. Which is
ah,
interesting cuz like, we're recording this today. I don't know. I feel like
yeah.
we do kind of sometimes live out a fantasy life. I mean like
I agree like 1,000%. I think that this is our world and people are just living in it. Not all the time, but like when we're
But we
together, I
we I
do
feel like
feel
we do
like
have when we get together, we have like, our own Pinterest boards together that
there's
we're
like a
like
creative side.
manifesting.
Yeah. I feel like we
Right.
get our creative fixes when we're together. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
so compatibility. It says basic identities, intellect and communication, philosophies of life.
Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Compatibility. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role. Okay. Meaning you both value comfort and emotional security. This can produce a deep and otherworldly connection. They can teach you how to comprehend and express your emotions while you provide them with solid emotional support. Just be careful not to resort to a pattern of mutual codependency.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. I feel like that is true, but I do not feel like we could develop. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We never know what
I
could
don't
happen. But
know.
I don't feel like we're the kind of people to be like codependent, in my opinion.
Let's see, what is it? The next one. See, this is where I'm like, I don't fully understand everything because it's like, okay, there's sun and now here's moon. And it says you have to work to understand each other's moods and emotions. Which it's like, okay, don't you have to do that with every human being?
Yeah.
It says, our Mercury, you communicate and think in similar ways. So it's just saying that we're like similar. It's not like giving us
Yeah.
any like insight.
It's like cool. You guys could be friends.
It's like, all right, you guys are friends. Like, oh, that's sick, dude. Keep staying friends.
Nice. I'm going to move on over to daily horoscope and I'm going to type in compatibility and see
I
what you're
know.
compatible.
Honestly, I love just like the stereotypical like compatibility like those. I think
Yeah.
those are more fun anyway.
Wait, let me see what you're like generally most compatible with a
Oh, it says
Taurus
for
and
us,
Virgo.
because your Venus is in Leo and mine's in Taurus, says it's challenging to understand the other's approach to love and romantically, you frequently end up feeling unloved or uncared for. Well, we're not in a romantic relationship, so I don't think that applies to
No.
us.
Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. We're literally just reading into the
I
relationship stuff
know.
as our friendship. It does say that Tauruses are compatible most with Pisces, Cancers, Virgos, and Capricorns.
Okay, well, I've
Wild.
dated Scorpios.
The
Uh,
rest are
but
not on the
again, then it
roster.
comes into like, well, it's interesting because my sun sign's a Taurus and then my Venus is Taurus. So yeah, that would make sense that, but it's like, where does everything else come into play with all this
I
stuff?
don't
You
know.
know?
I don't know. Mine says I'm most compatible with Taurus, Virgos, Scorpios, and people who are Pisces. I don't feel like I know a single Pisces, but maybe I just don't pay attention to that
I
group
know that's the thing. I
enough.
feel like a lot of my friends are Libras, like Tauruses, Aries. Like, yeah, I don't really even know. Again, I also don't ask every single one of my friends like what's your sign?
Yeah.
But like trying to think about their birthdays and stuff like I don't yeah, I Pisces and Aquarius and like
My
Wiley I'm pretty sure is a Capricorn and like
Oh
he's one of
really?
my best friends and I think Taurus like you just said they're compatible. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Do you so like in your family dynamic, like what do
My
you
brother's
guys
a Cancer.
Oh,
Yeah, and I believe it.
interesting.
I believe
Okay.
it.
I kind of see it, like I get the
Yeah.
vibes.
My dad's a
That's
Libra.
cool. Okay.
So, and my mom is a Capricorn.
Nice. Nice.
So, we're all over the place.
Do you ever kind of like think you're like, "Oh, you're totally like a Capricorn." Or like
That's
you're
the thing
totally
is
being a Cancer right now?
I I know like very generalized things about these signs and only about a few. Like for me, I think like Cancer like sweet and nice and soft spoken and stuff like that. And so yeah, that makes sense for my brother. And then like I think of Libra as in, weighing the different sides of things, like looking at and that's my dad, but he's also like a salesman. So it just like, so I'm like, okay. But like it's genuinely like I don't know like a stereotypical thing about like Capricorns. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And like
Mhm.
Taurus, like stereotypical, like we're stubborn.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay. But
I know
I don't know.
Capricorns are like I think they're very headstrong, but like also very, very hardworking. Very.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And okay, so like Amina is also a Cancer, which is wild.
Oh, okay.
'Cause this is
So
my 17-year-old.
you guys
It's my
vibe.
17. Yeah. Well, because we're
No.
both Cancers. There's this like distinction between Cancers, and it's like you're either a June Cancer through and through, or you're a July Cancer through and through. And she is a July
Right.
Cancer. She's nearing the
Okay.
Leo side. And
Oh, I can see that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But I do feel like we have a lot of the same characteristics when it comes to like our nurturing side,
Hmm.
and then like a lot of characteristics when we like get upset and angry. And she will disagree with me on this, but I've seen this girl when she's hot-headed and I think she's just like me. And she would like completely disagree and be like, "No, Shayla, like you're absurd, like whatever." But it's like weird to see like Cancer sisters. I don't know.
Right.
Cause like I can
Yeah.
see like when she's being like a soft Cancer, and then I can see when she's being like literally a Leo.
Hmm.
She's crazy. And then I
I
have
can see that. And then yeah, you said Dino is an Aries.
Dino's an Aries, and then my youngest brother is an Aquarius. And here's the thing,
Okay.
my father is an Aquarius also. So like I have
Okay.
like good experiences with like Aquarius people and then bad experiences, because like when I think about Aquarius people, I feel like some of them seem to be like in their own world, not in a bad way, but I think some of them can be extremely narcissistic but in a bad way, and then some of them can just have a good confidence to them. And I feel
Mhm.
like that's where the split is with my father and my brother.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Mhm.
That is really interesting.
Because I feel like it
Yeah,
really just depends on the person, you know? Like, you
it
can't just
does. I mean,
generalize a whole
a
group.
whole sign, exactly. And
Yeah.
as much as I think that, I think there are always characteristics of people that your zodiac signs really shine through. And I feel
Mhm.
like, again, it's a good guide to maybe understand how you handle your emotions and how you handle going about relationships. And I think for some people, like they need that guide. And I know for a long time, like in high school, I obviously wasn't reading something that was like that legit, but I would like read my horoscope and read I would always look up the compatibility with like guys I liked or guys I was
Mhm.
talking to or something. And I was like, I don't know, I feel like it's a good way to, learn something about someone, maybe better understand why they handle situations how they do,
Mhm.
if they get angry or if they like someone or, stuff like that. And I feel like it's a really good
Yeah.
way again, just to understand your friends and family maybe and
I
understand
agree. And not to like make it seem like that this is the only way to understand them, but I think that it's very interesting, and honestly, like it's very cool to like expand your knowledge on some
it's
things.
just fun,
It
honestly. Like
is.
this
It
was fun to talk
is.
about. And I definitely I'd love to like I keep saying like I want to get like a really good book on it or something
Mhm.
and really learn more about it. I'd love to do a follow-up episode to this and with other things maybe that we've learned further or
It's like an update.
I know,
You
like, I'd love to update it. Maybe, you can get a more accurate time, and then, like, we'll see more
I'll keep you
about you.
posted. Turns out I'm like a Gemini.
Oh my god. I
I
don't
could not.
that would be a wild card if we found out that you were a Gemini. But again, it doesn't define you as a person. Like,
That's
like, you
hilarious.
hear all these, like, bad things about Geminis. One of my best friends, like, that, I was in Italy with her. She's a Gemini. She's, like, one of
Mhm.
the best people I know, but Geminis get a really bad rep. So I don't know.
I don't have anything against Geminis. I feel like if I found out that I was one after this entire time being like, "Oh, I'm a Cancer. Hey, like that's awesome." Um, I would be extremely heartbroken to say the least. That would be
Yeah.
like detrimental to my life right now. I'm not
I
even
would
kidding.
start I'd start looking at you different for sure. I'd be like, "Okay,
Yeah.
two-faced." You know what
Oh,
I always think too? Kara's a Leo, and that to me
no,
makes
she isn't.
so much sense. Yeah, because
Oh,
her birthday is
wow.
early August,
Oh, wow. Dude,
right?
she doesn't. Because here's the you know what?
To
She
me,
does
I
give me
see it.
Leo energy. Yeah,
Just because
like
Kara's always the first person to I don't know. She's a
she's like
planner. She I
yeah.
mean, she literally, is the star of the show. Like in any time I
She
feel like there's a
exudes
situation because
like
she
yeah.
the Leo energy, but like in the
Mhm.
best way. She's not like controlling or like anything like that.
No, I feel like there's not a single oh, granted, we say this all the time, and anyone who doesn't know Kara, there's not a single bad thing you can say about Kara.
No, there's literally
Like
not.
not at all.
Like I
Oh
genuinely
god.
try and like think sometimes
Mm-mm.
like, what are her pitfalls? Nope, doesn't have them.
Nope.
Absolutely not. But
Good for you, Kara.
is there anything else we want to say about zodiacs, or should we wrap it up?
I say let's wrap it up. You know,
Okay.
this is enough for them this week.
This was an overload of all this. Some people think this is like nothing but like bullshit, but like regardless, even if it is, it's fun to talk about and fun to like
I
think
agree.
about. And yeah, I go by it.
Yeah.
Any of my fellow Taurus/Scorpios out there, what's up? How's it going?
If anyone wants to chat about this, call
I
us.
know.
Let us
Slide in our
know.
DMs on the podcast Instagram. We'd love to talk about this. But other than that,
All
thanks for
right.
listening as always. Tune in next week for more.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.